Okay, very good afternoon, all of you. Screen is visible. Screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in last lecture, we have discussed about the different data types, right? Different data types of the VHDL. Okay. So basically, array type, record, then you have a enumerated data type, integer, some predefined VHDL data types is also there. That includes bit, then bit vector, right? Then you have array, record. So there are n number of data types that you can use while writing the VHDL code. Okay, so that part we have completed. Then previous to that, we have discussed about the data objects also. Again, I will repeat in short. Don't ever get confused between the data types and data objects. Okay, data objects is different thing. What are the data objects? Signal, constant, variable. These are the data objects. And what are the data types that we have discussed in the last lecture? Predefined data type, enumerated, array, record, then integer. Are you getting my point? So these are the data types used in VHDL. And signal, constant, variable, these are the array. These are the data objects. So never get confused between the data objects and data types. Okay. Then today we are going to discuss about the operators. Okay. So what do you mean by operators? Then why we are using this? So now tell me, what do you mean by operators? If you consider you have already studied the C language, basic of C language, then what is operators, or what are different operators in C language? Can anyone?
Operators perform particular operation. There are logical operators,
Very right.
arithmetic operator.
Very right. Now tell me, if I have instruction in C language, okay, add A plus B. Okay, this is the instruction, add A plus B. Now will you please tell me, in this instruction, what is operator and what are the operands?
A and B are operands, and plus sign.
Plus sign is operator.
Very right, very right. So in VHDL, in the same context, okay, we are using the operators, right? In VHDL also. Again, we will take another example. This can be in C language also. You can perform ANDing operation also, or even OR operation also. Now, OR A comma B. Now in this case, what are the operands and which is the operator? Or A or B, you can write.
Or okay. Or बोलिए ना क्या? Logical.
A or B. आता ह्याच्यात ऑपरेटर कोण आहे आणि ऑपरंट्स कोण आहेत मला सांगा.
Or operator.
And operands.
A and B.
Very right, right? So similarly, in this context, in VHDL language also, you have different classes of operators. बरोबर आहे? VHDL मध्ये पण असे ऑपरेटर्स आहेत, because if you want to perform, let us assume if you want to perform particular operation, then you must have operators. बरोबर आहे? तुम्हाला एखादं लॉजिकल ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करायचंय, तुम्हाला एखादं अरिथमॅटिक ऑपरेशन परफॉर्म करायचंय, राईट? सो फॉर दॅट पर्पज यू मस्ट रिक्वायर operators. So in the same context, in VHDL also, we have 6 classes of operators. आपल्याकडे VHDL ला किती आहे? We have 6 classes of operators. What are these 6 classes? So you have a logical operators. You have some relational operators, right? Relational operators means what? Less than, equal to, less than or equal, greater than or equal, right? complement, or a logical exclusive or. So these are the relational operators that tells a relation between two, right? Whether it is equal, which one is less, which one is greater, which one is greater and equal, which one is less and equal. So this kind of relation, if you want to establish, or if you want to state a relation between any two operands, you must use a relational operators. So first class of operator in VHDL is a logical operators, right? Which is having the lowest priority. For logical operator, which having the lowest priority. Then second class of operator is a relational operator, right? What includes in this relational operator? You have a complement of or, logical exclusive or, that means XOR, then equal, not equal, less than or equal, greater than or equal. So all these comes under the class of relational operators. Then third class, you have a shift operator, right? Third class, you have a shift operator. So in shift operator, what are different operations that you can perform? So shift logically left, shift right logically, shift left arithmetic, right? So there are different shift operations that you can perform with the help of this shift operators. This is the third class of operator. Then you have a adding operators, right? You have a adding operators. That means you can consider arithmetic operators. So in this adding operators, addition, subtraction, then concatenation, then different what we can say, and the and ampersand sign is actually used for the concatenation operators, right? What is this concatenation? So basically this concatenation operator can either be a one directional array type or an element type. So if you want to use some array, then you can use this concatenation operator also. So basically this arithmetic or adding operator class includes different addition operations, subtraction, then concatenation. This is the fourth class of operators. Fifth, you have a multiplying operator, right? Fifth, you have a multiplying operator. So what comes under this multiplying operator class, or what are different operations that comes under this multiplying operator? So you have multiplication, division, modulus operator, remainder operator, right? So these are the basic operations that comes under this multiplying operator: multiplication, division, modulus, and remainder, right? So these are the basic operation that comes under this multiplying operator. And the last class, but which is having the highest priority of operator, is the miscellaneous operator, right? Is the miscellaneous operator. So what are different operations comes under this miscellaneous operator? Absolute and exponential operator. Absolute and exponential operator. So these are the basic 6 classes of operators that we can have in VHDL language. कुठले थे 6 classes? Logical, relational, shift, adding किंवा त्याला आपण arithmetic operator म्हणतोय, adding or arithmetic, multiplication, and 6th class is miscellaneous. Logical, relational, shift, arithmetic, multiplying, and miscellaneous. These are the 6 class of operator we have. And which one is of the lowest priority? Logical operator. And which one is of the highest priority? Miscellaneous operator, right? Logical operator is having the lowest priority, whereas the 6th class, that is miscellaneous operator, having highest priority. मग या प्रत्येक क्लास ऑफ ऑपरेटर मध्ये डिफरंट ऑपरेशन्स असणार आहेत, बरोबर आहे? जसं की लॉजिकल क्लास मध्ये कुठले अँड, ऑर, नॅन्ड, नॉर, एक्सऑर, नॉट. these are these operations comes under the class of logical operators. Relational operators मध्ये कुठले असणार आहेत? greater than, equal to, greater than or equal to, right? Not equal to, less than, complement of, or, XOR. So these are the operation comes under the category of relational operators. तिसरा क्लास कुठला आहे? शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर. शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर मध्ये काय काय येणार आहे? शिफ्ट लेफ्ट, rotate left, rotate right, then shift left arithmetic, shift right arithmetic, shift right logical, shift left logical. So these are the different operations that comes under a class of operator named as shift operators. त्यानंतर पाचवा क्लास कुठला आहे, सॉरी चौथा क्लास कुठला आहे, ऍडिंग और अरिथमॅटिक ऑपरेटर्स. त्या अरिथमॅटिक ऑपरेटर्स मध्ये कुठं काय काय येतं, ऍडिशन, then subtraction and concatenation. These operations comes under the class of arithmetic or adding operators. Then you have a multiplying operators. Fifth class is multiplying operators. What operations that comes under this multiplying operators? You have a multiplication operation, you have a division, you have a modulus, you have a remainder. So this comes under a multiplication operators. And you have a last class of operator, but which is having the highest priority, and it is a miscellaneous operators. And what different operations comes under this miscellaneous operator is absolute and exponential, absolute and exponential, and which is having the highest priority. Okay, so these are the different 6 classes of operators, and each operator has its precedence levels. As I told you, logical operator is having the lowest priority, whereas miscellaneous operator having the highest priority. Okay, then this is what is explained, logical operators. So NAND, NOR, OR, right, XOR, NOT, these all operations comes under this logical operator. Then for the relational operators, so greater than or equal to, less than, not equal to, less than or equal to, greater than, all these operations comes under this type of relational operators. Then you have a adding operator. Okay, so for this adding operator you have a addition, subtraction and concatenation. Addition, subtraction and concatenation operator. So these operations comes under this class of adding operators, right? And fifth class is multiplying operators. So we have already discussed in the multiplying operator which operations you can perform: multiplication, division, modulus, remainder. These operations you can perform by using these multiplication operators. And the last, and which is having the highest priority, is the miscellaneous operators, which includes absolute operation, then exponential operation. These are the 2 operations comes under this miscellaneous operator class, and which is having the highest priority. Right now, next part we are going to discuss here is operands. Right, so see, you can see we are in VHDL is also kind of programming language, all of you know. बरोबर आहे, ही पण एक प्रकारची प्रोग्रामिंग लँग्वेजेस आहे. मग जेव्हा आपण एखादी लँग्वेज शिकतो तेव्हा तुम्ही काय काय शिकता, पहिली त्याची हिस्ट्री बघता, बरोबर आहे, ती लँग्वेज काय आहे, मग त्या लँग्वेज मध्ये डेटा टाइप्स काय आहेत, डेटा ऑब्जेक्ट्स काय आहेत, ऑपरेटर्स काय आहेत, ऑपरंड्स काय आहेत, राईट. तसंच ही VHDL पण एक प्रकारची लँग्वेज आहे. त्या लँग्वेजचं बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर पाहिलं, काय बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर VHDL लँग्वेजचं, पहिले लायब्ररी असतं, त्यानंतर एंटिटी असतं, त्यानंतर आर्किटेक्चर असतं. मग व्हॉट इज लायब्ररी वी हॅव डिस्कस्ड, व्हॉट इज एंटिटी वी हॅव डिस्कस्ड, व्हॉट इज आर्किटेक्चर. मग आर्किटेक्चरचे 3 टाइप्स आहेत, बिहेवियरल, डेटा फ्लो अँड स्ट्रक्चरल. राईट, बाय युझिंग एनी वन ऑफ this modeling style you can design the architecture. Then we have comes towards the data objects. त्या लँग्वेज मध्ये डेटा ऑब्जेक्ट्स असतात. So what are the data objects in VHDL? Constant, variable and signal. These are the data objects. Then we have studied the data types, right? We have studied the data types. What are different data types? Enumerated, signed and unsigned, array, record, some predefined VHDL data types, and many more is there, right? This is about the data type. Then we have studied the operators in that language. मग VHDL language मध्ये किती ऑपरेटर्स आहेत, तर 6 ऑपरेटर्सचे क्लास आहेत. VHDL लँग्वेज मध्ये 6 ऑपरेटर्सचे क्लास आहेत. कुठले? लॉजिकल, देन शिफ्ट ऑपरेटर, रिलेशनल ऑपरेटर, ऍडिंग, मल्टिप्लाइंग अँड मिसलेनियस ऑपरेटर. आणि मग प्रत्येकात कुठले ऑपरेशन येतात ते पण आपण पाहिले. बरोबर आहे. आणि ह्याची प्रिसिडन्स लेवल आहे, म्हणजे काय, someone is having the lowest priority and someone is having the highest priority. Lowest priority वाला कुठला ऑपरेटर आहेत, लॉजिकल, आणि हायेस्ट प्रायोरिटी वाले कुठले ऑपरेटर्स आहेत, मिसलेनियस ऑपरेटर. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द ऑपरंड्स इन VHDL लँग्वेज, राईट. ऑपरंड्स इन VHDL लँग्वेज म्हणजे आधी आपण डेटा ऑब्जेक्ट्स पाहिले, डेटा टाइप्स पाहिले, आणि आता आपण त्या लँग्वेजचे काय शिकणार आहोत, operands of VHDL language. So what are different operands that we can have in VHDL language? You have a literals, then you have a identifiers, right? Then you have a indexed names, then you have a attributes name, aggregates, qualified expression, function call, type conversions, right? So these are the different operands that we can use in VHDL language. बरोबर आहे. कुठल्या टाइपचे ऑपरंड्स तुम्ही यूज करू शकता, लिटरल्स, आयडेंटिफायर्स, इंडेक्स्ड नेम्स, स्लाइस नेम, देन attributes, aggregates, qualified expression, function calls, type conversion, right? Now we will discuss one by one. So first type you have is literals. Okay, now again I will repeat, we are discussing about the operands. Okay, we are discussing about the operands in VHDL language. So you have different types of operands. So first type is literals. So what is mean by literals? So basically these literals can be treated as a constants. या लिटरललाच तुम्ही काय म्हणू शकता, कॉन्स्टंट. पण कॉन्स्टंटचे कुठले दोन प्रकार आहेत, फर्स्ट इज अ स्केलर टाइप and second one is a array type. First one is a scalar type, second one is a array type. What comes under this scalar type literals or scalar type operand? So basically any character, bit, standard logic, boolean, real, integer type. So these types of these data types you can use, or these type of operands you can use as a scalar type operands in VHDL. And in case of array type, what are different operands you have? String, bit underscore vector, standard logic underscore vector, right? So these are the different operands that comes under a category of literals, and you can use in VHDL language. Then you have a next type of operand is identifiers. Okay, now this identifier is a simple name, right? This identifier, you can say it is a simple name, and it's name for a constant, that may be for a variable, or that may be for a entity, port, subprogram and parameter declaration. म्हणजे हा आयडेंटिफायर ऑपरंड्स तुम्ही कुठे कुठे वापरू शकता. सो बेसिकली इट कॅन बी अ कॉन्स्टंट, you can use to define a constant, right? Then you can use for a declaration of variable, a signal, for entity, for a port, for a subprogram, and for particular parameter declaration, right? For these many purposes you can use this identifier operand. And a name must begin with an alphabetical letter followed by letters, underscore or digit, but its initial what we can say, initial letter should be an alphabetical letter. You cannot start with the underscore initially. No, later on you can use the underscore, but initially you have to start the name of identifier by using alphabet only. Okay, later on you can use underscores or any particular digit, but at least beginning or at the beginning of that identifier name should start with the alphabet. And this VHDL identifiers are not case sensitive. As VHDL language itself is not case sensitive, but typically these VHDL identifiers are also not case sensitive. That means there are some reversed words in a VHDL, reserved words in a VHDL such as entity, port, etc., which cannot be used as an identifier. Yes, there are some reserved words. बरोबर आहे. C लँग्वेज मध्ये पण तुम्ही एक रिझर्व्ड वर्ड्स शिकलेला आहात की ते वर्ड्स तुम्हाला प्रोग्राम मध्ये वापरून चालत नाही. तसं VHDL काय किंवा व्हेरिलॉग लँग्वेज काय त्याच्यात पण एक रिझर्व्ड वर्ड्स आहेत की ते तुम्हाला प्रोग्राम मध्ये वापरून नाही चालत. राईट, ते रिझर्व्ड आहेत. ते फक्त तुम्ही इन्स्ट्रक्शन देण्यासाठीच वापरू शकता. मग तसं फक्त ते वर्ड सोडून बाकी कुठलाही वर्ड अल्फाबेट बिगिनिंगला देन अंडरस्कोर एनी डिजिट और underscore that you can use to name that identifier, and this is one of the operand type in VHDL, and of course it is not a case sensitive. Next operand type is a indexed names. Next operand type is a indexed names. So what do you mean by indexed names? An indexed name identifies one element of an array object. Okay, what is syntax for have to have this indexed name operands? So you have to mention the array name followed by the expression of that array, right? First you have to write the array name and followed by the expression, where array name is the name of a constant or variable of that array type, and the expression must return a value within the array's index range. म्हणजे एक्सप्रेशन जे तुम्ही लिहाल, इट मस्ट रिटर्न सम व्हॅल्यू अँड दॅट शुड बी विदिन द अरेज इंडेक्स रेंज, बिकॉज वी आर युझिंग हिअर अ कन्स्ट्रेन्ड टाइप ऑफ अरे. राईट, तुम्ही जर का अरे आठवत असेल तुम्हाला डेटा टाइप्स कन्स्ट्रेन्ड आणि अनकन्स्ट्रेन्ड. कन्स्ट्रेन्ड अरे टाइपचा स्पेसिफिकेशन काय, वी हॅव टू स्पेसिफाय इंडेक्स रेंज. राईट, सो इट इज अ कन्स्ट्रेन्ड टाइप ऑफ अरे दॅट वी कॅन यूज हिअर फॉर अ indexed names. And this is the syntax array name in bracket expression. This is the syntax for this indexed names. Okay, and where we can use that to name or to identify one element of an array object. Whatever the array you have defined, it may contain a group of same element, a number of elements, but of same type. That is the array. And you have to identify a particular element within that array, then you can use this identify names type of operand. Okay, and what is the required condition to use this index name? Pre-required condition is what? So basically this array name, it must be a name of constant or variable, and the expression must return a value, and that should be within the array's index range. That should be within the array's index range. Okay, now next type of operand is a slice name. Okay, next type of operand is a slice and a slices. Now what is slice? So slice name identify a sequence of element of an array object. Okay, so basically these slice names identify a sequence of element of an array object. A direction must be consistent with the direction of the identifier's array type, and in case of a slice, a slices creates a new name for all or part of the range of an array object. That means if you want to identify a sequence of element within that array object, you can use slice. You can use slice, but if you want to create a new name for that particular array or for the some part of that array, then you can use a slice. You can use a slice type of operands. Okay, you can have the example. You can have the look on the example. So first variable a1, it's a array name. Then you have a bit underscore vector 7 down to 0. That means it's a 8-bit value. Then for a2, its initial value is a1, and that is 5 down to 0. And if you want to use a slice, then you can see here for a part of vectors, that means from that 8-bit, for first bit vector we have used as a a3, then 7 down to 4, that means remaining 4-bit we have used as a a1. Okay, you can see here for this a slice, out of this 8 bits, this first 4-bit we have used, we have mapped it to the, or we have given the name as a a3, and remaining 4 bit we have given the name as a A1. That means what? Within the same array, we have bifurcated the two sequences and we have named that two sequences differently by using a slice. Okay. And if you want to give the or if you want to just identify a sequence of element, then you can simply use the slice. तुम्हाला जर का फक्त त्या अरे मध्ये किती एलिमेंट्स आहेत त्याचा सिक्वेन्स फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे, यू कॅन यूज स्लाइस. बट त्या अरे मध्ये दोन जेवढे एलिमेंट आहेत त्यांना तुम्हाला वेगवेगळं फाइंड आउट करायचं आहे किंवा वेगवेगळा सिक्वेन्स लावायचा आहे, then you can use a slice so that you can create a new names for all or part of range of array object by using a slices. Then next type of operand, that is attribute. Okay, attribute names. So what is this attribute? So an attribute takes a variable or a signal of variable type and returns a value. Now what are the followingly or what are this commonly used predefined attributes? So you can have left, right, high, low, range, reverse range, and length. Okay, what is the meaning of this? So if you use this left type predefined attribute, now what it does, it returns the index of the leftmost element. If you use right, then it returns the index of the rightmost element. Then if you use high, then it returns the index of the highest element of the data type. And if you use low, then it returns the index of the lowest element of the data type. As the name indicates, left means what? The leftmost element. Right means what? Rightmost element. High means what? Highest element. And low means what? Lowest element within that index range. And its data it will return. What is range? So basically it determines the index range for that particular array, whatever the index range that you have set. So by using this range instruction or range attribute, you can get the index range or you can able to determine the index range of that array. Then reverse range. What is reverse range? So it determines the index reverse range. Okay, exactly whatever the range you had that you have got in the range, then exactly opposite or reverse order range you can identify by using this reverse range. And for the length, it can returns the number of elements of a bit underscore vector. So in that particular array or that particular operand, by if you use this length type of operand, then you can able to return a number of elements that is used in bit underscore vectors. That means whether it is a 8 bit, 16 bit, 3 bit, or 4 bit or 32 bit. So you can get that value. So this is the example of this attribute. So variable A1, it's an array name. Then you have a bit underscore vector 10 down to 0. Now A1 is the A1 colon right. That means what we have used this attribute. So it will returns the rightmost value of that 11 elements. It's a 10 down to 0. That means it's a 11 element arrow. त्या 11 element मधलं जे rightmost value असणार आहे ते तुम्हाला या A1 मध्ये मिळणार आहे. A1 colon high. That means what? Whatever the highest value within that 11 element, you will get that highest value. Okay. Then similarly for range, then reverse range, then length. Okay, you will get the respective data within that range. Next type of operand is aggregates. Okay, now what do you mean by this aggregate type of operand? So basically this aggregate type of operand is or it can be used to assign a value to an object of array type or record type. So basically this aggregate type of operand you can use to assign a value to array, an object of an array type or record type. Now what is difference between array type and record type? That you know, array is a group of Our array is a group of same type of element, whereas record is a group of different types of element. So to assign certain values to this either array type or record type, you can use this aggregate type of operand. Okay, now you can have a look on this example. So type color underscore list is a red, orange, blue, white. So these are the colors that we have used. Now in a second line, again you have a type color underscore array is array of color list. That means now in the second line, whatever we have defined, an array whose element number is fit within that index range is given by the color list. And since color list includes the 4 element, as we have mentioned only 4 color, red, orange, blue, white, then this color array type also includes the 4 element. That means what? First we have used this aggregate operands. We have created a list of this 4 color, and now whenever you use simply that type color underscore array is of array color list, then you can use that directly full color. Again, you need not to mention that array by you have defined or you have assigned value using the aggregate type of operands. Okay, so we will stop here. In next lecture, we will continue with the different or the remaining types of operands that we have in a VHDL. Okay, for today, we will stop here. If you have any doubt, any query, you can ask me right now.